The following is a live special presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And so request, ooh, nice little nose nugget there, Ronnie. Request week continues with the opening day game. Ugh, what the heck did I chop it on? Between the, let me start again. Hi there, I'm Ron Jeckett. Welcome to the program. Today is another request game for you. Today we go back to opening day, April 7th, 1969, for the opening game of the Washington Senators season between the New York Yankees and the Washington Senators, requested by Jamie. This is Ted Williams' first game as a manager. Camilo Pascual, who was with the Senators in their first run in Washington before becoming the partial ace of the Minnesota Twins back in the early part of the 60s, is on the hill versus Mel Stottlemyre. For the Yankees, this is really their last year as an average team. They would contend in 1970. For the Senators, this was their lone year as an expansion club that they finished above 500. Oh, by the way, the manager is Ted Williams. So that's the scene set. It is a beautiful 61-degree day at the newly rechristened Robert Francis Kennedy Memorial Stadium. Washington would host the All-Star game, which was played in the daytime, believe it or not, later on that year. And so this is the picture that comes with the game. So there you have it. It's the Senators and Yankees next, as Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball special today, April 6th or April 7th, 1969. It is opening day, the Washington Senators and the New York Yankees. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. How you doing, Buck? Nice to have you along. Jamie asked for this game. And this is the default shot of RFK that comes with Action PC Baseball, because the Nationals, of course, played here a few years, and where all those Budweiser signs are out in the right field would have been the People's Drug Store and the scoreboard. I'm doing fine, thanks. As I cough and sneeze and wheeze, I'm doing fine, thank you. Camilo Pascual is on the hill for the Sens. He will make 13 starts on the year. He is 35 years old, a fly ball extreme pitcher, but little potato, huh? May or may not be a good thing here in this cookie cutter of a ballpark. Fastball tops out at 87. On the real year, 2-5 with a 6.83 ERA. 55 in the third innings, 49 hits, 12 home runs. Goodness gracious, St. Marie. 38 walks, that's not 1949, and 34 strikeouts. The lineup he'll face: Roy White leads off for the Yankees in left field. Kenny is at third. He'll bat second. Horace Clark at second will bat third. Fernandez cleans up behind the plate. Thurman Munson, did he come up at the end of 69 or did we wait till 70? Bobby Mercer is in right field. He'll bat fifth. Gene Michael, the stick at short, will bat sixth. Joe Pepitone is at first. He'll bat seventh. Woods, not Tiger, Earl, is in center field. He'll bat eighth. And Mel Stottlemyre is on the mound for New York. He should throw about 135 pitches. Defensively for the Senators, Frank Howard, Hondo. All 6'8" is a 2 and a 2 and left. If there was anybody who was the definition of what a DA should be, it's Frank Howard. Dale Unser is a 7 and a 5 in center. Frank Stroud is an 8 and a 4 in right. McMullen, that's Bernie, is a 9 at third. Eddie Brinkman is a 7 at short. Cullen, not Bill, is a 6 at second, and Mike Epstein is a 6 at first, and this non-politically correct age, his nickname was Super Jew. Paul Casanova is behind the plate. He's a 4 and a 5, and Camilo is a 6 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. And so with all that, 45,000 plus settled in for opening day at RFK. Roy White at 290 in 69, 7 homers, and 74 RBI. Pasquale delivers, and there's a fly ball to right center. Back goes Unser. That's going to hit the wall. White will hold at second. And being the first batter of the year, it's obviously his first double of the year. Jerry Kenney, Kenney, at 257, 2 homers and 34 RBI. Pasquale's pitch, and there's a fly ball shallow left center. Unser rides the Schwinn, and White goes back. So here's the aforementioned Horace Clark. Good ball player. Kind of one of those good players in an in-between era for the Yankees. Remember, they'd go from winning the American League in '64 to not making the playoffs again until 1976. Horace at 285, 4 homers, and 48 RBI. Pitch to Clark, ball 4. So that brings up Frank Fernandez, and I gotta be honest, I've never heard of him. Dead years for the Yankees, Jamie, indeed. Frank at 223, but he did hit 12 homers and 229 at-bats and drove in 29. How you doing, Forrest? Glad to have you along. So runners on first and second. Dick Bosman, by the way, was the ace of the Senators, but he did not draw the opening day start. Pitch to Fernandez. Got him. A 1-2 swing and miss at a rainbow curve, and there's 2 out. Bob Short bought the team, the Senators, around Christmas of '68, and of course he would be the one that would move the club to Arlington at the end of the '71 season. So technically, yeah, he is super. Yeah, I said that when I introduced the defense. Who'd you think I said it was? Here's Bobby Mercer, 259, 26 homers, and 82 RBI. He struck out 103 times. No, Micah. No, this is not 1949 baseball. It says 1969 MLB special. Pasquale's pitch, and there's a liner in the center field. Unser won't get there. White will score. Clark will move to third, and it's 1-0 New York. It's a request week, and you missed your chance for the request. Here's Gene Michael. Oh, Forrest has got a 4-month-old baby girl. I'm playing OOTP. Oh, they grow up too fast. Stick at 272. 2 homers and 31 RBI. Clark on third. Mercer on first. 49 returns Monday for 4th of July doubleheader. And note the time on this, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. It'll be Brooklyn and Philadelphia, I believe, from Ebbets Field to celebrate the 4th of July, and we'll sing songs about it. Pitch to Michael is ball 4. So the bases are loaded for Joe Pepitone. Joe at 242, 27 homers and 70 RBI. 1-0 Yankees top the first. The UVM Syracuse game we did Tuesday is up on YouTube, by the way. That was fun. Popped up, right side, Cullen. Reaches in the dugout and can't get there. That's foul. So the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Pasquale should go about 100 pitches. Forrest has a 3-year-old boy, and he loves OTP at times. Bases loaded. Into right center field. Back goes Stroud, and he'll turn and watch that one go. So the Yankees have a 5 spot on the board. Ted Williams reaches in the dugout for a fishing pool and some tackle. Going to go to his Ford Drive to a Sears tent. 5-0 New York, 2 out in the first. Here's Ron Woods. Ron 175, a homer and 7 RBI. So whatever Fernandez, right? So a grand slam on opening day. Did Epstein serve in Vietnam? Not sure. So Joe Pepitone won't be on the back page of the New York papers for being bad. He was too old, I'm being told. Pitch to Woods is a fly ball center field. Unser should get there, and that will retire the side. But, I'll read it. Because then Mike Epstein could be G.I. Jew, a real American Hebrew. Thanks. Nice job. Nice job. That's actually good. JB says that Epstein was in the minors with the Orioles for years behind Boog Powell. All right, here's Mel Stottlemyre. He's been handed a 5-run lead and maybe a new wife. Wasn't he the one that did the wife swap? Anyway, Mel is 27 years old. He's a fastball pitcher at 85 and a ground ball pitcher. Now, that was Mike Kakich and Fritz Peterson. It's amazing the things you remember. Mel, a 20-game winner for the Yankees in 69, a 2.82 ERA. He threw 303 innings. Yeah, it was Mike Kakich. Yep. Allowed 267 hits, 19 home runs. He walked 97 and struck out 113. Dale Unser will lead off for the Sens. Oh, yeah, big clue. Yeah, give me a hard time there, Statler and/or Waldorf. Unser in center leads off. Stroud will bat second in the right field. Frank Howard, Hondo will hit third. Mike Epstein, who was the subject of that joke, will clean up at first base. McMullen at third will bat fifth. Cullen, again not Bill, at second will bat sixth. Eddie Brinkman at short will bat seventh. Casanova will catch and bat eighth. And Pasquale, who threw 40 pitches in the first, yikes, will be on the mound defensively for the Yankees. Waldorf is the short. Wow. And Dave walked the dog. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck tried to make a movie about Kakich and Peterson. That apparently it worked because it was the right one. Imagine that being the claim to fame. I traded my wife. Didn't you pitch in the majors? No, but everyone remembers me for trading my wife. Oh, Amazon is there for your number 7 coin envelopes for your strat cards. That's cool. Defensively for the Yankees, Roy White is a 9 and a 5 in left. Ron Woods is a 3 and a 3 in center. Bobby Mercer a 4 and a 6 in right. Kenny is a 7 at third. Gene Michael is 6 at short. Horace Clark is 6 at second. Joe Pepitone a 10 at first. And Fernandez is a 4 and a 7 behind the plate. Stottlemyre, embarrassed by the fact that I thought he traded his wife. Todd will come and actually, give me a hard time later. Is an 8 on the mound with a .957 fielding percentage. Unser, and this whole team hit pretty well under Ted Williams. 286, 7 homers, and 57 RBI. Dell hits a ground ball to Clark over to first, 1 out. As long as Todd, I would hope after 30-some-odd years that Todd Stottlemyre would leave the mullet at home. I couldn't find the right Senators logo. I had the uniform. They weren't wearing pinstripes by 69, I don't think. But in all the logos I have that come with, I've downloaded over the year for Action PC. You want to know where the expansion Senators rate? I don't have one. That's their logo from 59 and 60. Here's Eddie Stroud, 252, 4 homers and 29 RBI. Got him. Stottlemyre got him to swing and miss at an 86-mile-an-hour fastball. Here's Hondo. 296. Yep, throwback day. 296. 48 home runs, which would be the equivalent now of about 80, and 111 RBI, and 1 stolen base. I got Nationals logos. But yeah, it says, yeah, I looked under Sens, I looked under Washington. I mean, I can get one, but in all the logo packages that I've used over the years, there was nothing for the expansion Senators. Pitch to Frank. Got him! He struck out on an 84-mile-an-hour fastball. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 5-0 New York. So Pasquale will face Stottlemyre, White, and Kenny. Mel, 178, a homer, and 4 RBI. By the way, Mr. Gardner did a couple videos yesterday. We actually talked with Roberto Savini back last July and posted that interview. And Dave did a shootout video with the breaking news of the new Shootout EZ, and over 270 of you have watched, which Dave is mightily impressed, and should be. Pitch to Stottlemyre, struck him out. So an 87-mile-an-hour fastball on the inside edge, and that will bring up Roy White, who doubled and scored his first time up. Pasquale, his first 9 and 44 pitches. That's not good. An inning and a third. That's not good. 3 hits. The grand slam by Pepitone. He has walked 2 and struck out 2. Into right. Stroud goes back and make the catch for the second out. 61 degrees here at RFK. Calm winds. Jamie, did Nixon throw out the first pitch? Here's Kenny. Jerry's 0 for 1. Ball 4. So the third walk for Camilo. And now I'll bring up Horace Clark, who walked and scored. Yeah. We think he did too. John put a link in for what the Senators look. I can't look at it right now. It's actually the word mark, The Senators, with Capitol Hill. It's close to what they got up here, but looks much better, and is a kind of a cream color. Yet Nixon was a sports fan. He went to a lot of Senators games, and of course was such a Redskin fan. He actually called a play in for George Allen to run one of those years, and it went nowhere. Caught behind the line of scrimmage. Pitch to Clark. There goes Kenny to throw down to Brinkman, and Jerry has it stolen. So the first steal for Kenny. And a 1-0 count to Clark. To Brinkman. Has to run in on the grass. That's a bang-banger to first, and Clark beat it out. Clark has pretty good speed. So runners on the corners, 2 out for Frank Fernandez, who was 0 for 1. He struck out. Pasquale's pitch. Runners go! And Casanova will eat it, and Clark gets the stolen base. Ralph Houk is listed as a manager here. But if a manager gets fired, you don't get credit for being the first one. So I don't know if Houk was the manager all year for the Yankees or if he came in later. 1 strike to count to Fernandez. Kenny on third, Clark on second. And he walked. Pasquale, early in his career, struck out Ted Williams and had him sign the ball. Later in another game, Teddy hit a homer off him and asked if he wanted him to sign that one too. That's an awesome story. I'm sure when Teddy brings out the hook here in a couple minutes, if he'll autograph the hook. Bobby Mercer singled, drove in a run, and scored. Yeah, and we already gave you... Yep, you're still here. There's a fly ball to right. Stroud in the corner and will make the catch to retire the side. The Yankees don't score. They leave them loaded. We go to the bottom of the second inning. It's 5-0 New York. So here's Mike Epstein. 278, 30 homers, and 85 RBI. Ground ball to Pepitone. Takes it himself, 1 out. So here's McMullen. I always liked the old Senators hats with the red W instead of the white. Of course, the Nationals would use pretty much the same thing. So it was a tribute to both the franchises because the original Senators were also called the Nationals for a long time. McMullen at 272, 19 homers and 87 RBI. There's a ground ball that Stottlemyre can't handle. He hit him on the hand, he batted it around. That's an E1, and that'll bring up Tim Cullen. Tim at 209, a homer and 15 RBI. Ground ball to third. Kenny on the grass across the way, and Cullen is retired. 2 out for Ed Brinkman. Am I right? Eddie became an umpire, right? Ed at 266, 2 homers and 43 RBI. There's a base hit left center field. McMullen will round third and score, or try and score. Woods doesn't have that great of an arm. The throw to Fernandez is not in time. Oh, that was Ken Brinkman. Different Brinkman. Okay. So the Senators are on the board. It's 5-1. Here's Paul Casanova. He never got any grief for that last name, did he? 216, 4 homers, and 37 RBI. So the Sens on the board. 5-1 New York. There's a ground ball to the middle. Clark flips it to Michael on the bag, and that will retire the side. The error hurts. 1 run, 1 hit, and 1 error after 2. It's 5-1 New York. So Pasquale will start the third. Michael Pepitone, who hit the granny, and Ron Woods do up. Michael walked and scored. This time he sends one down the line and left. Howard will field it. Gene going for 3, and he's in there. So the Yankees have beat Pasquale around a bit. Here's Pepitone. Baseball is missing something with no more mean nicknames. Yep. Now everything is under... You really do play that Statler-Waldorf thing pretty well. You're younger than I am. Where is Bart the Fart? I would love that. Bart the Fart squeezed one out in San Diego. That home run call by Gary Cohen when he hit one out as a member of the Mets. One of the all-time great moments, I think. Pitch to Pepitone is a ground ball to Brinkman. They'll take the sure out at first, and it's 6-1 New York. No more Tubbies or Fat Freddies or Specs. I hate to see what you would have come up for a nickname for me there. Here's Ron Woods as Mr. Juckett leaves himself wide open for that. Ron's 0 for 1. 1 out, 6-1 New York. Popped up. Brinkman on the grass, 2 out. Or 3-finger. Yep. Forrest, that's where you live in the San Diego area. That must have been just something to see. Because when Bartolo Colon first went to the National League, he was scared being at the plate. Here's Stottlemyre. He struck out his first time up. And he walked. He got the beer league walk. 5th walk for Pasquale. This will be the last inning for Camilo. Here's White. Roy doubled. He's 1 for 2. So Pasquale, 78 torturous pitches, 2 2/3 innings, 5 hits. The grand slam to Pepitone, who has 5 RBI right now. He has walked 5, has Pasquale, and struck out 2. Runner on first, ground ball to Epstein to the bag. And that will retire the side. Well, Camilo, it was a joy to have you around. You'll get the home game. And 12 more starts for Ted to chain smoke his way through. Bottom of the 3rd inning, 6-1 New York. So you gave me Andy Musser's nickname, Wheels. I like that. Pasquale would have hit 235 with an RBI. But we got everybody here, so who can hit a righty? Lee May at 290, 9 homers and 26 RBI. Yours would have been String Bean back in the day. Brad, a lanky, now it'd be Twinkie. Have we sampled a few of the product there, Brad? Pitch to May is a ground ball to Clark over to first for the out. Brings up Del Unser, who's 0 for 1. Stottlemyer's first 9 on 27 pitches. 2 in the 3rd innings, a case of mistaken identity, a hit and 2 strikeouts. Unser, that's a base hit up the middle, past the diving Clark. So the second hit for the Senators. Here's Eddie Stroud. He struck out his first time up. Throw to first, Unser back. Unser, of course. Yes, Lorenzo would definitely be lefty, har. Again, I haven't seen him play anything in a while. I do hope he's okay. There's a base hit right field. Mercer will pick it up. Unser will hold at second. Mike Hargrove was the walking man. He was also the human rain delay, wasn't he? Garinger, it was the mechanical man, and Lorenzo is the vanishing man. You missed it. I had to do a tongue twister as Vin Scully on Tuesday. Here's Howard. He struck out his first time up. Runners on first and second, 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Ground ball to Michael, probably 2. Clark for 1, Pepitone for 2. So, Stottlemyre does his job. In the 3rd, he got the pitcher's best friend. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on after 3, 6-1 New York. And so, Jerry Kenny will face Jan Dukes. Jan looks pretty scared. Must be short for January. It was a September call-up, so he wanted to pitch this. 23 years old. Just a baby. Well, fastball pitcher at 85 and a ground ball plus pitcher. We're treating this like an exhibition game. It is the real lineups, but we're treating it like an exhibition game, and everybody's available. 0-2 in 69 was Mr. Dukes with a 2.45 ERA, 11 innings, 8 hits. He walked 4 and struck out 3. Kenny is 0 for 1. He walked and stole a base. Right back to Dukes, over to first for the out. Of course, 1969, the first year of divisional play. And in the American League East, the Baltimore Orioles won it in St. Petersburg in spring training. They pretty much lapped the field. Here's Horace Clark. Horace has walked and singled. He stole a base and scored. This time right back to Duke. Second verse, same as the first, 2 out. Here's Frank Fernandez. Just walked and struck out. He's 0 for 1. Draws a walk. Here's Bobby Mercer. Bobby 1 for 2. Singled, an RBI, and a run scored. Ground ball to Epstein. Takes it to the back himself, and that will retire the side. So that was an easy inning here. No runs, no hits, no errors. The Yankees leave a runner on. After 3.5, it's 6-1 New York. Yep, the Orioles that year must have drawn just over 1 million because the Senators drew 916,000. The Orioles only outdrew them by 100,000. And the Orioles, that 69 Orioles team, can lay claim to one of the best regular season teams of all time. Epstein is 0 for 1. Some people say that's the 38 Yankees. I think you've got to take them into consideration. I would say the 98 Yankees rank right up there. But 38, I mean, Yankees and the 69 Orioles, I mean, the season was done before it started. Pitch to Epstein, ball 4. We talked hockey earlier, and you weren't around for it, so. We even talked shootout hockey, Dave. Here's McMullen. Kenny is 0 for 1. He reached on the air by Stottlemyre and scored. The plan is hockey tomorrow at noon. Wow, Dave is sour today. Someone needs to give Dave a bowl of grape nuts. As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, the plan right now is hockey at noontime tomorrow. Habs and Nordique from the Colisee. Fly ball to right. Mercer makes the catch in the corner. Epstein will hold at first. Eddie, with that hockey game from December 15th, 1988. 10 days before Christmas. And Dick Irvin is signing, by the way, copies of his book at yet another regional mall. Here's Tim Cullen. He's 0 for 1. There's a ground ball to Michael. Clark for 1 over to Pepitone, and that will be 2. So Mel Stottlemyre making it look easy after 4. No runs, no hits, and no errors. It's the Yankees 6, the Senators 1. Here's Gene Michael. He tripled his first time up just before Joe Pepitone's grand slam. Yeah, I think the Caps have a better chance of winning this game than the Sens. It's always interesting when I ask you guys what you want me to play, what you choose. And so, Jamie, what was your rationale for this one? Pitch to Michael is a ground ball to Duke. Snap throw to first, and Dukes got a bit excited and pulled Epstein off the bag. Horshack is laughing at that, and Mr. Cotter's busy in the bathroom. So E1, first error on the Sens, and that'll bring up Pepitone, who's had himself a day. A grand slam, 1 for 2, and driven in 5. Yep, the 98 Yankees beat your Padres in that World Series. Mark Langston giving up that grand slam to Tino Martinez in Game 1 pretty much was that series. That's an interesting question. The Padre fan was asked which pennant winner was better, 84 or 98. The 84 Padres had to go against the 84 Detroit Tigers. Another great single-season team. Runner goes, throw down to Brinkman, and Michael will steal the base. Jamie says, growing up in D.C., family were Senators fans, too young to remember them. But my brother and I went to the 69 Sens team reunion, as Ron learns to read. Got to meet all the players, including Ted Williams. I'm glad he went, because Ted, if he didn't like it, would have been really surly. And Forrest says, 98, I was only 3 years old, and 84. Nice. What do you think, Brad? Which was the better team, 84 or 98? Pitch to Pepitone is a fly ball right center field. Unser will track that one down. And there's one out for Ron Woods, who's 0 for 2. There's a ground ball base hit past the diving Cullen. Michael will score to make it 7-1. Brings up Stottlemyre with 1 out. He's walked and struck out. And as if out of habit, McMullen and Epstein will play for the bunt. And Stottlemyre strikes out. He looked at an 0-2 at an 86-mile-an-hour fastball. The Royd's at 98. I don't know. 2 out for Roy White, who was 1 for 3. He has doubled and scored a run. There's a line drive to center field. That'll drop for a base hit. So that's the 7th hit for the Yankees.
This might answer your question.
Uh-oh.
The New York Yankees have 473 hits.
Thank you.
You bet. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. All written by Elton John and Bernie Taupin. Here's Jerry Kenny. He's 0 for 2. He has walked and stolen a base. Big Clue says, I think 98 was more star-heavy, but the hitting for 84 was so weak overall. 84 was really an accidental playoff team. And a lot of the aging Yankees and Dodgers from the 70s, too. Gossage and Craig Nettles and Steve Garvey, along with a younger, thinner Tony Gwynn. And, of course, the Cubs had them dead to rights after 3 games. But that was last year, the best of 5. Garvey won Game 4, and the Cubs imploded in Game 5. And Big Clue says those guys, the 84 team, were more famous than good at that point. Yep. Jamie says 473 hits. Man, feels like it today. Casanova goes out and talks to Dukes. Ground ball to Cullen. And he goes to second for the easy out. 1 run for the Yankees, 2 hits and an error. Commercial time, 7-1 New York. Drinking my lunch, another smoothie. If you joined us late, here's what you missed. Bobby Mercer singled home Roy White in the first to make it 1-0. Then Joe Pepitone took Camilo Pascual for a grand slam to make it 5-0. Washington got 1 back in the second. Eddie Brinkman scored McMullen. And the third, Joe Pepitone, a fielder's choice, to make it 6-1. And Ron Woods, a moment ago, singled home Gene Michael to make it 7-1. How you doing, Mike from the truck? Is there a game that Gardner wants me to play tomorrow? I'll be nice and ask. So Stottlemyre, a 3-hitter through 4. The run was unearned. Pascual, who got pretty much the opening day start because out of deference rather than talent. 5 hits, 3 innings, 6 runs all earned, and Dukes will be done here in a moment. 1 unearned run for him. Eddie Brinkman singled and drove in the lone run, the second for Washington. Got him. So Stottlemyre got him on a breaking ball at 78 at the knees. 1 out for Casanova. Casanova lost about 4 loves on the way to the plate and is 0 for 1. There's a ground ball to third. Kenny, 2 out. And so Jan Dukes won't hit here. So who can hit a righty? Sam Bowens used to play for the Orioles. 193, no homers, and 4 RBI, but hit righties at a .333 clip. Pitch from Stottlemyre is a ground ball to Clark, and that will retire the side. So the Senators go down in order. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the 6th at 7-1 New York. So Bob Humphreys comes in. Bob, 33 years old. Fastball pitcher, 84, and a ground ball plus pitcher. Went 3-3 for the Sens with 5 saves and a 3.05 ERA. 79 and 2/3 innings, 69 hits, 3 home runs allowed. He walked 38 and struck out 43. Mike from the truck has watched enough Gardner to know that would be a request. Gardner called, said he wants you to play the Hartford Whalers against the New York Titans in college basketball. Yes! Bay Pirelli from 3. No. Rebound. Ron Francis as Dino Cicerelli and Don Maynard get into it. Clark 1 for 2. He is singled, stolen the base, and scored. There's a line drive to Cullen, 1 out. You sure Teddy ain't managing the Yankee hitters? I'm sure he'd rather have managed the Yankee hitters. His team did win 87 games in real life, and I think if they had gone with Bosman, their pitching actually was pretty good. Fernandez has walked twice and struck out. He's 0 for 1. Right back to Humphreys, and there's 2 out. So 2 out here in the top of the 6th for Bobby Mercer. Bobby 1 for 3. An RBI and a run scored. Should be doing something over the weekend. The PBA Tour has lost, not lost in a sense of death loss. Yeah, I'm back from the 24-hour Le Mans. That was fun. How you doing, Todd B? And to tell you about how crazy society is today, I got an auto mod for the word Redskins. Jamie says 69 were the first winning years in over a decade for the Senators and the Redskins, and that's absolutely true. Anyway, the PBA Tour had 2 of their most colorful personalities retire last night. Pete Weber and Walter Ray Williams. Walter Ray maybe, just maybe the all-time best. And Pete Weber, if we still did TV movies of the week, Pete Weber would certainly qualify for one of those. Pitch to Mercer is a ground ball to Brinkman over to first. Mercer's running, and he is out by an eyelash. What a play by Brinkman. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, and no errors. It's 7-1 New York. Now, Indians didn't pop up as an auto mod. Yes, they can play Kami Pinko versus Snowflake. The name's redacted on Steam, too. Wow. The Senators, by the way, went 51 and 39 against their division, but the losing record against West teams that year. So, ironically, Minnesota. Now, there were 4 expansion teams that year. Seattle in the West. They both were in the West, Seattle and Kansas City, right? Unser 1 for 2. There's a ground ball to Pepitone. Stottlemyre for the out. Again, wow. Chiefs. What? Chiefs, Braves, Indians, and Redskins. And the Indians and Redskins got flagged. Sens finished 4th with 87 wins. Well, Chiefs and Braves got through. Indians and Redskins did not. Stroud 1 for 2. He is singled and struck out. There's a ground ball to Kenny. Makes a fantastic play over to first for the out. So brings up Hondo. Frank is 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded in a double play. That got through. Wahoo's got through. Got him! He got a curveball and looked at that one for strike 3. Guys are nuts. We go to the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, and no errors as they try to play with the auto mod filter here on Twitch. We go to the 7th. It's still 7-1 New York. So it'll be Michael, Pepitone, and Woods. Gene is 1 for 2 with a triple. It's Thorpe, not Throp. He scored 3 times, stolen a base, and walked. There's a ground ball to Cullen over to first for the out. So Brad was visiting his in-laws, and his sister-in-law stopped by. We were talking about the weather report. Here's Joe Pepitone. Joe has had himself a day, a grand slam, and another RBI, so he's driven in 5. He's 1 for 3. He's 2 for 4 as he slams that one into right field for a single, and that's the 8th Yankee hit. Be Ron Woods now. Ron is 1 for 3. He is singled and driven in a run. Mother-in-law said there's a squall coming in today. Okay. And the sister-in-law misheard that? Is that where we're going with this? Or her sister-in-law says, what's a squall? Okay. Pitch to Woods is a ground ball to Brinkman. Should be 2. Cullen for 1. Epstein for 2. Her sister-in-law asked, what's a squall? And I said, a female Indian? And she nods, oh yeah. Squaw and squall are not the same thing, obviously. Is your sister-in-law blonde? Epstein, McMullen, and Cullen to face Stottlemyre, who is cruising right along here through 6. Mike is 0 for 1 with a walk. And popped up right side. Pepitone into the seats. No, sir. Yes, and she lives on... Yes! I don't know. The count is 2-2. It was nice to be on YouTube. Line drive to Clark, and that's an out, 1 away. McMullen 0 for 2 with a run scored. As we've reached the silly portion of the program here. There's a base hit into right center field. McMullen will hold it first on the single, and that's the 4th hit for the Senators. Here's Tim Cullen. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded into a double play. Makes you wonder, when you're an announcer for a bad team, how you pass the time. Although this was not a bad team. Oh, Todd. I had a blonde girlfriend once, okay, who I caught staring at orange juice. I asked why. She said, see it? It says, concentrate. Send your cards and letters too. Gets away from Fernandez, and McMullen moves up to second on the wild pitch. Showing Nuxall in the 90s would spend an inordinate amount of time commenting on fans trying to catch foul balls. Yep. There's a liner in the left field. McMullen will round third and score. Collins on with a single, and it's 7-2 now as the Sens have their second run. Here's Brinkman. Eddie 1 for 2. He is singled, struck out, and driven in a run. Into right center, Woods goes back, makes the catch. Cullen retreats back to first. 2 out for Casanova. I'm not reading any milkman jokes. You have fun with that. Pitch to Casanova. Gets away from Fernandez, and Colin moves up to second. This is a special presentation. Jamie wanted to see, taking the week off from 49, and so Jamie wanted to see the opening day game for Ted Williams' first year as a manager. And it worked out about as well as I thought. The Yankees are up 7-2. Casanova is 0 for 2. So 49 returns with a doubleheader on Monday night. There's a ground ball to Stottlemyre over to Pepitone, and that will retire the side. And so a run for the Senators, 2 hits. And no errors. We go to the 8th. Not reading that joke. We go to the 8th. It's 7-2 New York. So Stottlemyre, White, and Kenny. It is funny, though. Stottlemyre has walked once and struck out twice. Yeah, I got it. I'm just not reading it. Here's the pitch to Stottlemyre. Struck him out. So Stottlemyre takes the collar. And I'll bring up White. Roy 2 for 4. Singled, doubled, and scored. As Brad really falls down, that's Statler and Waldorf hole. Humphreys has pitched well. He's only given up a hit in 2 1/3 innings with a strikeout. Ball 4. Here's Kenny. Jerry is 0 for 3. He has walked and stolen a base. 7-2 Yankees. 7 runs, 8 hits, an error, and left on 7. Milk does build strong muscles. 2 runs, 5 hits, an error for the Sens, and they've left 3 on. Ground ball to Cullen. Brinkman on the bag for 1, and there's no throw to first, so they get the fielder's choice, 4-6. Here's Horace Clark. He's 1 for 3. Has stolen a base, scored, and walked, and singled. 2 out, top the 8th. Ground ball to Brinkman. He goes across the way to Epstein, and that will retire the side. So, the Yankees do not score. They leave a runner on after we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. 7-2 Yankees. And so another pinch hitter here to face Mel Stottlemyre. Sing it with me now. Who can hit a righty? And the answer is Bernie Allen. At 247, 9 homers, and 45 RBI. Have I ever used narrator with Action PC? I use it for the hockey game. I don't for the others. Why do you ask? Because it sounds better, Ron. Bernie played quarterback at Purdue. Oh, okay. How is it? There are names you need to adjust. If you're just looking to play a game and just have it read it to you, I think it's fine. It'll read the text. You have a choice between a male voice and a female voice. Bernie hits a ground ball to second. Clark, 1 out. Seriously? Which? Well, it's just the default voices that come with Microsoft. Yeah, she does the PA stuff for me when I do the hockey. Here's Unser, 1 for 3. Dell's got a single. Stottlemyre, 7 1/3 innings through 27 batters. 85 pitches. No, it's a robotic American accent. 5 hits, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. It's the voice of Cortana. Pitch to Unser. There's a line drive right field. Mercer will pick it up. And that's the 6th hit. Dale Unser looks like John Crook would have in 69. I'm not an athlete, lady. I'm a ball player. Here's Eddie Stroud. He's 1 for 3. Eddie has struck out and singled. Had a client send you a text yesterday. Okay. Stroud, ground ball to Michael. Gene's only play is to first, and he got a bad jump on it. So it's an error, I think. He's safe. Was a throw in the dirt? The throw was in the dirt, and everybody moved up the 90 feet more. So the throw got away from Pepitone and went in the dugout. Okay, this one I can read. Brad had a client text him yesterday, and the text read, "Am I chatting with a real, all in caps, human? The client's name, not making this up, Alexa." She woke up and I had to wait for her to stop lighting up. Ron lights up all the girls. Yeah, right. Howard is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice and grounded into a double play. Hey, when the AI kills us all, I'm going to be one the last. Pitch to Howard is strike 3, and Howard is thrown out. Howard said a few words to Brad behind the plate, and Brad said, "Look, I got no time for this." So 1-2 was looking, and Howard will go take a shower with 2 out in the top of the 8th inning. Here's Epstein. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Lights him up like 60. Joe West wasn't an umpire in 69. No, you don't pick fights with people who could tower over you. For sure. Pitch to Epstein is a ground ball to first. Pepitone takes it to the bag. Stroud and Unser are stranded. And we go to the 9th inning. No runs, 2 hits, and an error. It's 7-2 New York. How tall are you, Brad? Brant Alea is the new left fielder. He's a 5 and a 6. Noel slides into the 3 spot. Darrell, 9 and 2 with 13 saves. He is 27 years old. He actually comes to the Senators on May 26th. No, fastball pitcher, 88. 84 and a third innings. 73 hits, 8 homers. Walked 31 and struck out 59. .65. Wow, that's pretty tall. And Hondo was taller than you. So Frank Fernandez. No, I don't think anyone would have picked a fight with Frank Howard. Fernandez, Mercer, and Michael to face Knowles here in the 9th. Frank has walked twice. He's 0 for 2. Ground ball to McMullen over to first for the out. Here's Bobby Mercer. Bobby 1 for 4. He has singled, driven in a run, and scored. 7 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Yankees. They've left on 8. 2 runs, 7 hits, and an error for the Sens, and they've left on 5. Mercer, and another ejection. Now Mercer says a few words, and Bobby gets told to go take a shower. Wow, somebody whizzed in Brad's Wheaties this morning, and he will be suspended for 4 days. So a 2-2 on the inside corner, and Mercer must have called him a name or 3, or sang him a song about a certain wagon. So a 2 out for Michael. Gene tripled. He's 1 for 3. He has walked, stolen a base, and scored 3 runs. It's like Oprah. You get an ejection, and you get an ejection, and you get an ejection. Base hit left center field. Alea picks it up, and Michael's on first. 9th hit for the Yankees. I'm not sure this is what Jamie had in mind when he wanted this game. Yes, it would be considered a brouhaha. Here's Pepitone. He's 2 for 4. Hit the grand slam in the first, which pretty much ended this game right then and there. Into right field. That ball is hit well, but Stroud will pick it up. That would be the umpire, Nick Carpazza, or Carapazza. Anyway, another ejection. No runs, no 1 hit, no errors. Hall is in right field for the Yankees. He's a 6 and a 4. And we go to the bottom of the 9th inning into 7-2 New York. So McMullen, Cullen, and Brinkman. McMullen 1 for 3. He has scored twice. Stottlemyre starts the 9th with a walk. Well, wouldn't that be something if Teddy, who would have already been in the Hall of Fame, came out to pinch hit with a snort? There's Tim Cullen. He's 1 for 3. A single and RBI and grounded into a double play. Base hit left field through the hole. So the 8th hit for the Sens. And that brings up Eddie Brinkman, who's 1 for 3. He has singled, struck out, and driven in a run. Fernandez and Stottlemyre exchange a couple words. And Brinkman lines this one foul on the left, and somebody from Falls Church will make that catch. And Brad is right. No living Hall of Famer has ever played in an MLB game after induction. Paul Molitor was the first. No, Paul would have been the second. Ted Williams would have been the first. And LaRusso will be the first manager to manage after his induction this opening day as he goes back to the future with the Chicago White Sox. So McMullen on second. That's right. How could you forget that at this game? I don't get to correct Brad very often because Brad is a veritable fountain of knowledge. But nope, Teddy Williams was in the hall when this game was played. Oh yeah, LaRusso's got to be pushing 80. Is Tony the old? No, Connie Mack would have been the oldest manager, right? Pitch to Brinkman. There's a ground ball to third. Kenny to Clark for 1. Over to Pepitone, and I think we're done. Are we? No, there's 2 out. But they do turn the double play. So 2 out for Casanova, who's 0 for 3. There's a ground ball to Stottlemyre, and now we're done. So the Yankees win on opening day 69. The Yankees win 7-2. Connie was still active when elected, so an exception, yeah. Jamie says 80, but he's pickled, so Tony's good for 20 more. Final score, 7-2. 7 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for the Yankees. 2 runs, 8 hits, an error for the Sens. Joe Pepitone is your digital dice player of the game. 2 for 5 with that grand slam in the first. Stottlemyre goes the distance. 9 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked 2 and struck out 5. Pasquale, 3 innings, 5 hits, 6 runs, all earned. What the heck? And gave up the grand slam. Dukes, Humphreys, and Knowles for the Sens did a good job in the bullpen. So, that'll do it. We'll have something for you at noon tomorrow. I'm thinking hockey. I'm thinking the Canadians and the Nordiques at noon tomorrow. Hey, I'm Ron Jucker. Thank you so much for watching. Be good to each other. We'll talk to you the next time.